Hello everybody, and welcome to Elite Season 8 featuring Toki. I am Hans Buttface. This is the final week number 3 of the group stage, so let's get right into it. Let's start out in Group Donkey Kong 3. Our first race is Zyrak versus Digshake. This group is still wide open. Even though Zyrak is 2-0, there are scenarios here where he misses the playoffs. But they get very complicated and long-winded. So instead of laying them out, let's see what happens in this first race. And for the commentary is Big Reginald E. Sports Jackson. Hello everybody. What's going on? It's your boy, Reginald E. Sports Jackson, back with another Elite Toki race. This time we have the Week 3 matchup, Digshake versus Zyrak's Line. And they have started. And here we go. First stage. Let's see how they do. Digshake already has a 200-point lead. Looks like Zyrak is going a low percent route. Just to recap here, Zyrak is 2-0. Digshake is 1-1. So this is a big win here for Digshake if he wants to make the playoffs. They jump down. The helmet is wearing off. Let's see what happens here. Zyrak goes back for the big shot. Digshake is going to press on with the level 1 bullet. Or the fire shot still. Sorry. Both players are killing things as they go. Digshake still has the score lead, and he has the lives lead as well. Zyrak loses a life there. See if he catches up. He's having a little trouble. Definitely does not look like a player who has been 2-0 in a tournament so far, but it is the Cesspool, so who knows. Digshake did win with a 19-minute time one time. Looks like Digshake will be the first one to the boss. Maybe not. Zyrak has taken over the lead. This is the most adrenaline-packed Stage 1 that we have in the tournament so far. Digshake working on losing another life here. It's going to take his time. Meanwhile, Zyrak has downed the boss. And he'll be moving on to stage number 2. That is numero dos in Spanish. And there goes Digshake to stage Dos as well. If you did not know, Dos is America's second favorite card game. And you're probably at home, you're probably like, hey, you know, Big Reg. That's a dumb fact. But, you know, there is a game, a card game, and it is called Dos. And it is labeled as America's second favorite card game. You can look that up right now. Big Reg does not lie. He gives you the straight facts in Elite Season 8. We are 2 minutes and 43 seconds into this race. Digshake versus Zyrak. And Zyrak is moving on to the second half of this level, while Digshake is doing a little bit better swimming than he did last race. Remember last race he was doing laps, like Michael Phelps. This time he's going straight through like the Torpedo, Ian Thorpe. An end boss of stage 2 here for Zyrak. See how he does. He'll get the heart container off of this level. Both players have 2 lives. Digshake is on his way to getting his 3rd life, probably before Zyrak. Although Zyrak does pick one up there, along with the heart container in the goodie bag. See Zyrak doing a little dancing there. He liked the fact that he got that one up. And Digshake is moving on to the final boss now. Shooting in the wrong direction, but now he's corrected it. Takes a heart of damage. And Not going to one-cycle him, though. He'll work on cycle number 2. And he does not get it. One bar of health left. And Digshake takes a death there. That's going to extend the lead for Zyrak. You know, a lot of people stop me on the street and they like, hey, you know, the supermarket, and be like, hey, Big Reg, you know that guy Zyrak in the Elite Tournament? And I'm like, yeah, you know, we're pretty close. Like, hey, what does that line mean at the end of his name? I'm like, oh, well, you know, it's basically you can fill in any letter you want. It's like a crossword, like a word game. And they're like, oh yeah, all right, that makes sense. Yeah, here's a quarter. Why don't you take another ride on that horse machine for me? Be like, oh, you know, thanks, I appreciate that. See, if Zyrak was going for that one up there and mistimed his jump and then slid off the platform. You don't really slide off the platform, he just walked off the platform. Digshake downs the first Raven, and he's going to grab the football helmet and make his way to the second one. Meanwhile, Zyrak is trying to dodge these spiky trees and make his way to the final boss of Stage 3. So working on a full 3 hearts here, while Digshake only has 1 left. Now down to 2 for Zyrak. And Digshake takes the death. And so does Zyrak. So both players lose a life there, back up to 3 hearts of health. Digshake has to wait a little bit because the pattern's all screwed up after the death. And Zyrak is waiting for his vines to swing back towards him. Second Raven time for Digshake. Peppers in a few shots. Does not start to stomp on the bird's head. He's going to be content with just playing target practice. But moderately fast time for what it was. Here's the third boss. Digshake being careful to dodge the shots there. He's going to go 1-up. He's not going to go for the 1-up. Zyrak dies to the boss. Both players at 1 life left. This is Group Donkey Kong 3. It is the last week of the tournament for the group stages. Hans Buttface has probably filled you in on the playoff scenarios. And at the conclusion of the race, we'll fill you in a little bit more as we see who wins. Digshake down to his last life. And loses a heart straight away. He's got to be careful. 1 heart left on this continue. He might lose that extra heart container he got for the last boss. He's swinging vine to vine, a little jungle hunt. Tries to avoid the pterodactyl, who's now coming back to him, and gets pinned in the corner and takes damage to the eggshell and loses his life and his heart container. And he has to waste his first continue on Stage 3, while Zyrak enters Stage 4. This is 7 minutes and 40 seconds into this race. I am Reginald E. Sports Jackson for this Group Donkey Kong 3 race between Digshake and Zyrak Line. Digshake almost gets kicked in the face there. He's going to have to worry about the burp. 5 more shots left. And there he goes. Another bad part about the death is that you lose all your points. So now he's taking a significant backseat to Zyrak in his points. Does make it a little easier to get lives again, because 20,000 points is your first free life. And then 50,000, and then I believe every 50,000 after that. So he'll be getting one at the end of the stage. But you can't get your heart containers back, and that's probably going to be a problem. And Zyrak is moving on to Stage 5. No death skip there for Dig Shake, just a death. As Zyrak enters the jungle. Looks like Dig Shake's trying to do the skip, but he can't get it done. Does not get the extra helmet, though. So he'll be taken a long way with less protection. Football helmet over on Zyrak's side, so he's just going to be holding right. And death from behind from Dig Shake. Dig Shake is taking more deaths than he did in his week 1 race, and his only victory so far. So Zyrak has opened up a pretty comfortable lead here. Finally shoots on the left side of that vine. And then straight in front of him. He's having a little trouble here as well. They are participants in the cesspool, so safe to say we're not going to see any 11-minute times. BGT and Nearm are probably done already. And maybe even that Unos guy. Heard he's putting up a lot of sub-11 times himself. As for me, I probably play the Nintendo Switch version. Because, you know, Big Reg likes the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, death for Zyrak there, and Dig Shake completes the stage 4. Gets the boss, gets the extra heart container. He's going to be rolling on to stage 5 now, while Zyrak is completing stage 5. So one full stage down here for Dig Shake. Zyrak does have a lot of lives left, though. So it might be a little bit tough for Dig Shake to catch up. And he does get another free life there. And a goodie bag. So Zyrak is going to the final stage at 11 minutes and 35 seconds. This is Regional Esports Jackson. Broadcasting live from my mom's basement. Got good Wi-Fi down here. Dig Shake waiting a cycle there to get the football helmet, and he's on his way. So lots of holding right here for a while. We'll pay attention to Zyrak's side. He's on the last ascent here before the first minecart. And I'm sure chat will blow up. Right about now. All right, and he's off the first minecart. On to the second one now. He's going to die right away. Did not go and get the one up before dying. He's got plenty of lives left. Yeah, I've saved a little bit of time. But he takes a heart of damage on the way to the second minecart. So, if he makes it to the final boss, he'll be down a heart. Meanwhile, Dig Shake is trying to climb the vines here. And having a little bit of trouble. Has to reset himself and make his way back up again. Spider's dead. There we go. He makes the platform now. And it's final boss time for Zyrak Line. He misses a charge shot here and there, and his power-up's going to run out. 3 hearts left. Has not taken damage yet. He's under 15, 16 left to go. 2 heart refill for Dig Shake and a 1-up. So that was pretty good for him. He'll be on the final stage now. Zyrak's at 1 hit left versus 7-5 for the boss. And takes a death. So this is good for Digshake as far as catching up goes. Now, Digshake does not have a forfeit. And he does have a win, so even if he loses this race, the time might matter. But if he takes deaths like that, the time won't be good. 4 hearts here for Zyrak. He almost did it with 3 hearts last time. Let's see if he can do it now. Is he going to get the power-up? He's not going to get the power-up. Oh, he is. Very lucky to catch that bird before it leaves the screen. So Zyrak is going to have full health and the power-up walking into the final boss, while Digshake is having trouble getting to the first set of minecarts. Taking damage on the first inches of this screen, down the 1 heart again. Zyrak's power-up's down. Under 20 health left for the boss. 1 point of damage there for Zyrak. Under 10 left. 2 hearts of health left. And 1 heart of health left for Zyrak. Down to 3 shots. And he does it. Marmoset knock you out. Zyrak is the champion of this race. Ah. His time was 15:45. GG's in chat for Zyrak, please. He'll be moving on to 3-0, and he'll be the #1 seed in the Cesspool. Or the #1 seed in Group Donkey Kong 3, I should say. He'll be playing the #2 seed from Group Donkey Kong. Hans Buttface will recap all this after the race, I am sure. Meanwhile, Digshake is playing for time here, hoping that even in the loss, things will fall in his favor, and he'll get by based on the tiebreakers. One heart left here for Digshake. Let's see what he does. He's going to press on. Grabs the helmet and keeps on going. So we're going to see a 1 health boss fight attempt here for Digshake. And here we go. Digshake's at the final boss. At 17 minutes and 15 seconds, I am Reginald E. Sports Jackson for this Group Donkey Kong 3 race, where Digshake has been defeated by Zyrak, but Digshake is still playing for I guess pride, but mostly for a completion of the run and some time. See if he can get those sneak into the playoffs on the tiebreakers. Remember, he snuck into the playoffs in Elite Season 1 and 2. So he'll be looking to do it again in Season 8. But not there. He takes a death, and he's on his final life here. He has more continues left, but he's going to lose that heart. And he will lose that heart. And there he goes. Did not even get the 1-up. Now he has to kill the final boss with 2 health. And no possibility of gaining more health. See if he can keep it all on the way to the boss. He's got the helmet, so far so good. He'll make it to the boss as long as he makes his jumps with 2 health. Chat, let's root him on. Put your favorite emotes in chat for Digshake. All right, here he goes. Digshake versus the final boss. So far, so good. We're in phase 2. Oh, he gets cornered. Takes a death straight away. Gets a charge shot in there. Power-up's running out. Does not get a second one in. and jumps on top of the head and loses a life. He'll be going again. Do 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 da na da na na da na da 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 na. All right, here we go. Dig Shake versus the boss again. See what happens this time. Once again, he jumps on top of the head during the first phase, or during the first cycle of the second phase. And then does it again for the second one. He's got to learn how to avoid that head there. What? I'm being told I am being too loud, so I have to be a little bit quieter now. All right, here we go. Perfect shot in the air to get the power up, and Dig Shake's on the way to the final boss again. See if he can avoid the heads this time. Last round, the boss was 2 and 2. Oh, gets hit 3 times in a row from the first charged headshot. Speaking of charged shots, he's missing them all. Now he's got one heart left, and he's got to sprinkle in all these shots. Avoids jumping straight on the hand there. Straight on the head, I should say. Seems to have found a pretty good rhythm here for dodging shots, and I say that he takes a death, and he has credit 2 left. And here he goes again. And slowly but surely, that time is ticking upwards. In fact, he has exceeded his time for his lone race win. So I believe his average is now going to start to go up, which is going to hurt his chances of making the bracket round. Again, Hans Buttface will fill you in on the playoff scenario after this race. We are 22 minutes and 12 seconds into this race. I am Reginald E. Sports Jackson. And we are watching Dig Shake complete his Group Donkey Kong race, his race for week number 3. That Zyrak has won already with a time of 15:45. All right, phase 2 gets hit by the hand. After avoiding the head, gets a charge shot in there though. But the head gets him again, and he's starting back. This might be even as bad as that time Justin Man tried to fight the final boss in week 2, or any time Zeb Gedney has played this game. I am losing my voice here at 24 minutes into this race. This is the longest race I have ever called for Elite Season 8. But we're going to make Dig Shake finish here. Once again, chat, I implore you, put those emotes in chat. Give Dig Shake the power to finish this. He seems to do pretty well on the first stage, and then the head pops out and hits him every single time. Well, you just can't avoid it. But he does get a few charge shots in there. Let's see if he can stay alive here. takes the head right into the buttocks. And he is on his way again. This is the last life for this credit. And I believe he has one more after that. We'll find out. There's credit 1, and here we go. Dig Shake versus the Golden Palace once again. He does do pretty good on that shot in the air there, that trick shot. That should be worth something. His top score is not that good, though. A good player will have 140,000 or more. And probably not use any credits as well. All right, phase 2. He avoids the head. Lands on the hand. So this is just going like any other attempt for Dig Shake. Kind of expect the next headshot to kill him. Nope, no, the hand got him first. Walked right into it. All right, here we go. 2 more lives left. Starting to wonder if the people at Elite are only giving me all the long races for some reason. But that just means bonus big rage for everybody. So here we go. Nails the shot in the head again, in the air again. And here we go, once again. Just a Man fights the final boss. Dig Shake fights the final boss. Misses the charge shots and gets hit by the hand. But avoids the head this time. Could this be it? Could this be the time that Dig Shake kills the final boss? All right. So far, he's surviving longer than he has before. Oh, and he jumps on the hand, and this is his absolute last try here. And could be his final game played in Elite Season 8. Chat, what do you think? You think he's going to do it on his final life, in his final race? Let's find out. Makes the final cart-to-cart transition. The carts have not been the problem for Dig Shake. Dig Shake's problem has been avoiding the boss's 2 attacks, the flying head and the hand. But here we go, last time here for Dig Shake. At 27 minutes and 28 seconds in Elite Season 8, I am Reginald E. Sports Jackson. And here we go. Once again, he was perfect on stage 1. He tries to get in there. Gets punched by the hand. And he gets bodied. Absolutely bodied. Ah. And there it is. Game over for Dig Shake. He ran out of continues and has not been able to complete this race. Zyrak is your winner. He is moving on to 3-0. But for more about this race and the brackets and the playoff scenarios, we're going to go back to Hans Buttface in the studio. So Zyrak goes to 3-0, and he'll be the #1 seed in Group Donkey Kong 3. Dig Shake did have a chance to backdoor the playoffs, provided the Alan Heffley beat Puke 7. But the Alan Heffley has conceded the game to Puke 7, so Dig Shake never had the chance to make the playoffs based on this result, because Puke 7 had the head-to-head tiebreaker against Dig Shake by beating him in week number 2. Therefore, Puke 7 is going to move on as the #2 seed from Group Donkey Kong 3. The playoff scenario is a mess over in Group Donkey Kong as well. We know BT's is going to be moving on to the bracket round. Zeb Gedney takes on Just a Man in our next race. The winner should move on to the bracket round. If Zeb Gedney wins, he definitely moves on. If Justin Man wins, there'll be a pretty unique opportunity for Jackamus Wedge to make the playoffs if he gets a world record time in his final race. Meanwhile, the race between Justin Man and Jackamus Wedge still remains a mystery. But for that race with Justin Man and Zeb Gedney, let's go to Armageddon time and Bent Glass Tube.
Hello, everybody. This is Armageddon time here with Bent Glass Tube by my side for another Toki race. Bent Glass Tube, who we got here?
We got, looks like a Justin Man, 11-4, and a Zed Gebney. These guys are pretty cool.
Get your eggplants out in chat, please.
Yeah, I don't see his overlay this time. I guess he abandoned that idea.
Well, I'm sure the chat will be more than gracious enough to fill in the gaps as we watch this race. Looks pretty standard so far, both grabbing the egg helmet early on. We got a couple of monkey shines here. Oh, sorry, I guess for my mischievous comment, guess I'm channeling Loki. I mean Toki.
That was just all over the place, Arma.
Sorry. Back to the match.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words now. We got level 1. We've seen it 100 times before. Here it is for the 101st time. Ooh, that spider gets Zeb.
Yeah, the one rare thing we see is a level 1 death, and but you know it can happen because you get a little nervous. You know, you're under the hot lights, and just this sort of thing can really mess you up.
Yeah, well, and keep in mind this is the Pashoo group, so you know this is not the cream of the crop in Elite. We'll see some mistakes, I'm sure. Well, some more mistakes, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, they say the cream always rises and everything else just kind of falls into the cesspool. But Donkey Kong 3, you know, don't count them out because someday they could rise. You never know.
Yeah, and in fact, both of these competitors are working on rising. The winner of this match will go on to the brackets. If they win their first match there, they will indeed rise to the bowl. The second worst group, but still better than the cesspool.
We see Zeb Gedney just taking down Ichabod Clay, making way to the second level where Justin Man has already taking a dip into the pool.
Yeah, and both players opt to go the standard, vine climb route, not trying to get the weird glitch where you get a hole in the ground, or trying to even bounce on the butterflies up for a little bit of time save.
Now, there's nothing wrong with taking traditional strats, going the intended route, or the scenic route, depending on how you feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game for Nintendo, not Nintendo, Arma.
Not really sure what that means, but we're going to go with it as we see a second egg helmet, and on both sides, actually.
Yeah, it's important to get the double helmet.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can if you like, but, also if you don't grab it, there's plenty of other ways of getting around such things. Vitreous on the left! We got eyeballs flying around everywhere.
Yeah, this is a really odd boss. Why does he turn into a saw blade when you kill him?
I think it's supposed to imitate it, like swirling around into oblivion. I don't know.
Yeah, like none of the other bosses have this like long death animation though. I guess like the final boss does, but it's curious that this boss, like, you're like, okay, here's the circular saw.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a dull boss. I mean, he'll put me to sleep and put me into glaucoma.
Oh my.
A little proud of that one.
And yet another egg helm over on Justin Man's side. That's one that you have to use a little time to pick up. Not a free helmet like most of them are.
Yeah, clearly you're making a choice with that helmet, not only fashionably, but also time-wise, as both players grabbing the helmet, and it does add a little time, but it does give you a little bit of respite in this area.
Justin, man, struggling with the Kaizo vine there.
Is that what they're calling it now?
I've heard it called that. You know, I just hear things on the street and repeat them here.
BGT, our man on the street.
Justin, man, trying to do helmet bird strats without the helmet. It's not going to work out for him too. Giving Zeb a catch up.
Zeb just picking off those birds one by one.
Yeah, Zeb is too good for the double shot there, the sine wave shot, whatever that power up is.
It's worth just about the same as your regular shot, and he's more of a pinpoint shooter, I like to think.
Okay.
Again, it's just traditional strats. Unfortunately, though, those traditional strats are putting him a little further behind.
Yeah, but we've seen Justin, man, you know, have a lot of trouble with the final boss. So I think right up until the end, this one's going to be anyone's race.
But hey, if this match matters as much as you say it does, then hopefully both players here put a little bit of extra time and effort into their trouble spots. Now is the time, especially in this late period.
Oh yeah, you really get to see, you know, the people that are taking things seriously come week 3. You know, you can kind of mail it in for a couple weeks and still have a chance, but week 3 you gotta really make an effort.
Yeah, I mean, I can barely stomach these results that we're seeing here as Justin Man finally making his way to the ice level.
Yeah, sometimes the results can be a little chilling.
I don't understand.
You wouldn't.
Zeb Getty just tanking the damage, just running right through it. He doesn't care about anything. He's just desperately trying to get his way to the stomach.
He's got 2 lives left, you know, why not make use of them?
That is a good point. As Zeb coming up to the boss, but Justin Man making his way to where a lot of people like to skip the level via a very strange death. I wonder if we'll see that here, or if we'll see traditional strats.
Looks like he skipped the boots and is going to stick to tradition here.
Apparently these boots were not made for walking.
You know, he takes the death abuse there, but to no effect, unfortunately. Oh, he's there. He scrolled up off the screen. Maybe he'll try and do it now. Nope, I don't know.
I'm not really sure how far off screen you have to be. I just hope and pray that you get what you're hoping for with the clip, or skip, or whatever they call it these days.
Yeah, and interestingly, Justin Man doesn't pick up the helmet that you can get if you don't take the skip. So he takes an extra death there from the Zardoz monkey head.
The Zardoz. I think I looked it up, and the official name of that weird floating head is Lobot, which is like from Empire Strikes Back.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed.
I could be completely wrong. I could have made that up. I could have had a dream about it for all I know. I mean, I do tend to normally dream about flying monkey heads and Lobot from The Empire Strikes Back.
That's fair. I mean, who doesn't, really? So Justin Man on to Dumbo.
Yeah, the crystallized mammoth. I think that boss is called.
Are you just making this one up? I don't remember that in Star Wars.
No, what were those things called? Dewbacks? I forget. But I was playing the Sega Genesis version and they have a lot of the names of the enemies in that one, but then again, they're two slightly different games, just with similar looking enemies. But I'd like to think that there's some, they share some canon.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize there were that significant of differences. I've seen like the very beginning of the arcade game, and it's pretty much the same as the NES version, but with better graphics.
But we're not playing the Sega Genesis or the arcade. We're going with traditional NES, as Justin Man has made his way to the jungle! Exclamation jungles in chat. There they are. Very nice. And Zeb Gedney, desperately trying to make his way through these murky waters here. As you can see, with all that flashing, that does tend to look a little murky.
Yeah, and unfortunately he has to take it kind of slow here with only 1 health left. He doesn't want to take the death. Fascinating that he just goes for it on the swarm of bugs, though.
Is that what they are, bugs? I just called it like a pinwheel of enemies.
Yeah, why not bugs?
Well, we are dealing with an ape here. They just tend to take those things off their body and eat them. It's like, oh, lunchtime.
That's super convenient, though. Like, I don't carry lunch around on my person. Maybe I should think about doing that. Ooh, Justin Man gets sniped by a spider.
That is my worst nightmare.
Zeb Gedney catching up in the jungle as well. Feel free to put some more exclamation point jungles in chat.
And also taking the more difficult route of not grabbing the helmet right away. So definitely going for the hard mode.
Justin Man struggling to get that power up at the end.
Well, I'm sure we've all been there before. And I don't know how, when you think of the word invisible and giant, I don't picture this much visibility in an invisible creature.
So apparently the story is that he is in fact invisible other than his heart, but he wears boots and gloves and no other clothes. It's actually not allowed on Twitch, so we're not going to talk about it anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't made aware. I didn't realize that there were new rules in the TOS, but thank you for bringing them up here, if anywhere, in the Elite Tournament.
Yeah, I think you can get an exception if you need vet money, though.
Yes, indeed. Now these, what do you call these, teeter-totter things? They can be very finicky. Like, it looks like you're directly on it, but you're not. It's like, come on, NES, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's several times in this game, these butterflies that Zeb just bounced off too also have very peculiar hitboxes. It's really easy to bounce off them and also take damage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't just feel butterflies in my stomach, I also feel them all over my person when traveling through this area. It's very, very dangerous. Not grabbing the boots, Zeb Gedney is just defying all odds. He's such a rogue.
Those second boots are garbage. They last way too long. You don't want those.
Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, there's many different ways of tackling these levels, and this way happens to be Zeb Gedney's way. It's the Zeb way. I mean, just yesterday I went to Zeb way and got myself a chicken teriyaki sub.
Oh, really? Was anyone vomiting? Justin, man, it's like a year too long to jump off the cart there. That was incredible.
Yeah. Glad you caught that.
Looked over to see how the carts were treating him and got it just in time. That was something else.
Yeah, Justin Man is very quickly progressing towards the final boss, but Zeb Gedney nipping at his heels as he makes his way to the final level.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that Justin Man has no lives left, so a failure on the boss here will make his next attempt a lot more difficult. We'll see if he practiced.
He does have full hearts, so it's just a matter of seeing, yeah, if he's done some practice. You took the words right out of my mouth. And the sub right out of my hands.
They were still in there. They were still in there, Arma. Oh, wow. Justin Man must have practiced a little bit, but he barely ekes that one out.
But he did it regardless. GG to Justin Man 114, 14:35. A pretty good time. We got Miho on screen and the very lazy celebration of Toki.
Yeah, I love that he just stands there and waits for her to get there. Cart music! Get excited, everyone.
I mean, I'm so excited that I can barely contain myself. I think I need an egg helmet.
Will that keep you contained?
Can keep my head contained.
It'd have to be a pretty big helmet for that, I think.
And it's got to fill my ego too. And the Zeb feeling probably a little comfortable with 2 lives and 3 hearts. Not really sure. We're gonna have to see how his boss strats are. What do you think we're gonna see?
You know, I think Zeb will be able to pull it off. But, you know, I'm honestly, I don't remember seeing too many Zeb games in the past. Ooh, and he's, oh, I thought he was going to skip the power-up. That would have been a tragedy. But I think with the power-up and 3 health, he's in good shape here.
Well, in terms of pulling things off, it looks like he was able to pull the helmet off. Let's see if he can actually pull off the win.
I'm not sure what this strat is. I might have spoke too soon here.
It seemed a little haphazard and malaprop, perhaps, but the world,
yeah.
You know, the Toki works in mysterious ways.
What is Zeb doing?
I can't really explain that. I'm not sure if that's a new trick. I think he's just pulling some swag now.
Yeah, maybe he saw IRC. If we had his mic on, we know what he'd say about Justin Man.
I'm sure he'd say some very lovely things.
Do you know Zeb Gedney has a world record in NES play action football?
I do now. Thank you so much, BGT. I greatly appreciate it. Is he going to get the power up? No, he's got to go in cold.
From him. We'll see if he sticks to the crouch strategy on the boss, or if he comes up with something new. I've never seen someone do this crouch strategy. That's interesting.
He's going to have to cram in his shots dry. It's going to be a tough one.
Oh, goodness.
If you just play it safe, then it is possible.
Yeah, and you can go on the right side of the screen, but it's pretty dangerous to take this boss from behind.
Yes, of course. It is a strategy I tried early on and realized it just eats up time, man.
Yeah, I mean, anything without the fire power up is gonna just take a long time on that final boss. The fire power up, you know, the normal shots do double damage and the charge shot does 7 damage. So it's pretty significant, the difference in damage output you have with that.
Yeah, you definitely want to go in hard with a nice full shot, ready to burst forth and pierce his heart.
Is that what we're piercing?
Of course. Can't you see the ribcage? Well, not right now. I mean, well, now my whole theory is just falling apart.
Yeah, it's kind of like his cloak melts into this ribcage thing, and the wrestling championship belt that he wears beneath his ribcage.
Oh, I'm leaning in, and yeah, it does kind of look like a belt.
I think it was DM that told me it looked like that. Now I can't unsee it. Got 11 hits left. Full health on Zeb's side.
That heart's still pumping away. Still got, I think, about 10 shots left in it. Still has 3 hearts, so we're looking good here. We're looking good.
Woo! A near miss there.
It's a near hit.
All right, Zeb seals the deal.
And there we go. Your hat says Melvin Zebgedny with a time of 1953. GG's to Tim and also to Justin Man. A pretty entertaining race, I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll still see both of these guys back next week. Justin Man advancing to the brackets. And Zeb, not so much.
Well, hey, you know what they say? There's always next year. You just gotta, ball up your fists and keep practicing.
That's important stuff.
All right, well, I think that about does it here. So, for Mr. Bent Glass Tube, we're gonna take it back up to Hans. That's all the marbles.
Pashoo.
And as predicted by yours truly last week, anybody who put 15 minutes of practice into this game would take the number 2 spot. And it looked like Justin Man put that 15 minutes of practice into the final boss fight, and he defeats Zebgedny and moves on to the bracket round. Meanwhile, Jackamus Wedge had to give up his game against BTs. And BTs is going to move on the number 1 seed and take on Puke 7 in the first round of the bracket for the Cesspool. Justin Man, the number 2 seed of Group Donkey Kong, will take on the number 1 seed of Group Donkey Kong 3, Zyrak. And for our last race of this Cesspool show, Europsilis, sitting at 2-0 and a 7-0 undefeated streak in Elite Tournament history, is taking on Random Effect, who will need this win and a Link 7's loss to make the brackets. To find out if he's going to do that, let's head on over to D-Pad Danny and Angry Larry with the call of the race.
Hey everybody, I'm D-Pad Danny here with Angry Larry. How you doing tonight, Eric?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Tonight we have a race between Random Effect and Europsilis in Group Donkey Kong 3. What do you think about this race?
This is a really good race here. There's playoff implications on the line, as well as Europsilis' size undefeated streak in Elite Tournament history.
Oh wow, a lot up in the air for this one.
Yeah, dude has never lost a race so far in 2 total seasons, and he's looking to, let's see, what would this be? He's got 2 already, and then he had 3, 4, 5 last time, so this would be his 8th win in a row.
That's impressive.
I'm really not even sure I have 8 wins in 8 seasons, honestly.
I might be close in a few, I'm not sure. But race is underway, and you see Europsilis went back to get the 3 shot there. He missed it on the first boot.
Yeah, Random Effect's not going to be concerned with it. He takes out the spider faster with the fire there, because you can inch up right to the edge of that cliff. So I wonder if that's a strat he does just to get through this area safely.
Yeah, it's possible. I usually don't use the fire there. It's not, for me, it's just not something I really think about, I guess. There's Europsilis taking an unfortunate death there.
Yeah, that's going to swing Random Effect, right? Well, not anymore. But we have a close race here. It's only the first stage, so anything can happen thereafter. But I did say there were playoff implications. Would you like to hear them?
Oh, absolutely. What do we got going?
All right, so Europsilis is 2-0. If he wins, he's going to be 3-0, and he's going to take the number 1 seed into the brackets. If he loses, he's 2-1. And I think Random Effect is 2-1 as well. Random Effect would actually have the tiebreaker over him. So Europsilis would have the number 2 seed. Random Effect would have the number 1 seed. But there's a match between Link Sevens and Edgestream that's happening as well. So that factors into this as well. Both of them, or Edge is 0-2. Link is 1-1, but Link's one win came over random effect. So if random effect wins and beats Europsilis, it creates a mess. But if random effect loses and Link loses, Link has the tiebreaker over random effect. It's very, you probably watched a little slide before this race and probably made a little bit more sense when you see it laid out.
See a lot going on, especially mid-season. You know, you get later on, and there's lots of different possibilities for the brackets.
Oh, wait until we get to the other races. They're even nuttier. All right, we see Europsilis here. He's on the main boss. Random Effect is on the sub-boss here. Got a question for you, though. What is your favorite stage of this game?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm kind of partial to stage 2. I really like the music. I know that the minecart is seen as the best music, which it's up there. But I really like, I don't know, something about the second level music. As far as playable, probably, I don't know, the ice level. It's probably the easiest to deal with. What about you?
I don't know. I'm not particularly good at this game. I don't particularly hate the game, though. Let me stress that. I'm just slow in every stage. I think jungle may be my favorite stage because I can tell chat to do exclamation point jungle, but I can also I also know there's time to be saved, so I can try to at least focus on getting better in that stage. So not for any aesthetic reason or visual reason or audible reason. It's just I know I can get better at it, so when I play it, I try harder, I guess.
That's fair. We have Europsilis about halfway through the stage, and Random Effect is catching up.
Like Random Effect's big leap off of that elevator platform to try to get to that bird.
Oh, you got to put in the fancy strats sometimes.
Speaking of fancy strats, Europsilis likes to mix in a little bit of juking and jiving wherever he can. You can see him like on the elevators running left and right. Let's see what he does on the minecart. I think he's one of the people known to go goofy foot on the minecart.
It's possible. I mean, and like you keep moving when you do that, and so it's maybe like you don't want to get too rested up. Oh, I'm on a platform and not be ready for the next thing. So I guess it's about heightened reflexes and keeping yourself ready.
He misses the first vine swing though. He's gonna have to take a second one.
Yeah, he was having a little bit of trouble with that.
Yeah, it gives Random Effect a little bit chance to catch up here. He's got those. You gotta look out for those things up there or things on the bottom. Europsilis takes a death, so Random Effect's catching up a little bit here. Let's see if he can be optimal through this area, through where Euro is now.
Well, there's really not much stage between them at this point. You see Europsilis going for the double vines.
Yeah, Ari kind of knows what he's doing there. He knew where to jump, and fortunately he jumped over the boundary of the ceiling, and that kind of stuns your momentum. You kind of just stop. So he tried to jump over the spiky tree and jump, fell right back into it because of that. Kind of a slow fight there from Euro based on previous fights as well.
Yeah, that random ceiling stopper is not a feature that I particularly enjoy about this game.
No, but back to Random Effect knowing what he's doing. Once he did hit that, he did stop and he dodged the bouncing monkey, I guess it is. But he did die right there. So didn't take the power up on the way to the final boss. So I gave him credit, but maybe he doesn't know the power ups there. But here he goes. He's going to be mashing on him.
Well, he gets behind him. It looks like he's going to be able to finish him up pretty easily there.
Euro gets the checkpoint death abuse skip, but he took a little bit longer at arriving to it. Couldn't get the fast death. He had to go towards other enemies to be able to get killed. Is there any place in this game you like to die just to get all your hearts back?
Oh, absolutely. The second section of the minecart in the last stage. That's for me at least. When I struggle on the last boss a bit, that's an optimal place for it to happen.
Yeah, bailing off the cart at the 1-up so you don't really sacrifice any lives doing it and coming back. Hopefully with 4 hearts you still have at that point.
Exactly.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no death.
Yeah.
No death abuse skip there. It's just a pure death. I think he set it up that time, but he has 2 hearts, and he's got to lose these 2 hearts now in unconventional places. He's got to wonder, like, where is the point of no return between, like, you got it or just keep going. I still think he saved time, though.
Yeah, probably so, just a little bit. Europsilus starting Larry's favorite stage, the jungle. It's hard to get that second jump off of that second butterfly without taking damage sometimes with the how wonky some of the hitboxes are in this game.
I neutral jump. I let go of the D-pad when I bounce off the first time and then just kind of make sure I land on him the second time and then just keep going. Europsilus tried to use the, whatever you want to call that, the poisonous flower to boost up and get the helmet, but didn't get it. It took some damage in the process before finally getting the helmet. So he's down to 1 heart, and this could be bad for him when he climbs when he tries to use the teeter-totter at the end of this section.
And random effect having no trouble with the mammoth boss. And Europsilus dancing around that teeter-totter a little bit.
He has 3 lives, so he's going to forego that 1-up. Manages to make the jump there without hitting the barrier. For some reason, there was like a extended barrier around the platform that you hit like it's a ceiling. And I nail it every time and die. Jungle time for random effect. As Europsilus ascends at the end of the level.
Still hanging on to that 1 heart. If he can make it through to the boss, he may be able to get some health back and be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, this boss is kind of tough with 1 heart, though. You got to make that optimal foot jump. Let's see if he can do it. I mean, he's a pro. He's like 800-0 in Elite Tournament history. I don't know why I thought that was going to be a problem. Slow on the mash, though. He's got to be careful his foot doesn't come back.
Yeah, it's looking a little dicey there. Ooh.
That was the clutch performance of the evening, I believe. Do we have a sponsor for that?
We could probably get one.
What would be?
BGT and, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what would be a good corporate sponsor for the like elite clutch performance of the evening?
Some sort of stress reliever toy, you know, play on words with the clutch.
Should we go deodorant? Like the whole you don't want to let them see you sweat kind of thing? Like degree or like secret ban maybe? Something like that?
That would actually be really fitting. We got random effect getting to the mostly invisible giant as Europsilus is about halfway through the last stage there. But yeah, I like this deodorant idea. You might be onto something there, Larry.
Yeah, or like DiGiorno pizza, something like you put the pizza in the oven and it's just reliably done in like 8 minutes or whatever, however long it takes. And yeah, like set it and forget it kind of stuff.
And if you...
Yeah, go ahead.
Good. I was going to say, and if you perform poorly on a race, it'll be right there to comfort you when you're done.
Yeah, it has to be masculine, though, and I apologize to anybody else. There's the 1-up death right there for Europsilus, so he's going to be mind-carting it back to the boss now.
Well, provided he doesn't have any issues or too many issues on the boss, he's still got a pretty comfortable lead against Random Effect right now.
Random Effect does have a tremendous score, though.
It is quite impressive.
I mean, the best part about this tournament is, I don't want to break the fourth wall here, but when I edit the show, I like looking at who has the high score in the race. Oh, bad jump there for random effect. So your Opsilus is going to have a little bit easier time here. Even in a death, he might be able to get back to the boss before random effect. I like to see who practices beforehand, and the best way to tell that is if the top score is 20,000, the person just put the cartridge on and they're just going for it. But then you see the top score sometimes like 140,000. You know the person's done at least one run.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's a nice way to shame people, and I hope Johnny Stats gets on board with that for like maybe some closing ceremonies statistics that we all love.
It's all about the math, Larry. That's what the people really want.
I don't know. Final Fantasy Tactics people hate math, but there you go. Europsilus takes the lead and the win. 12-49 for him. He's going to 9-0 in Elite Tournament history. Is that? No, 8-0.
Bravo. GG.
Random Effect is very close behind, though. This is one of those situations where Random Effect's putting up a pretty good run, where you kind of like, you kind of get down because of the opponent you had during the race, where you probably could have beat most people this week.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we see a lot of that every week. You could have a really good race, but the other person could have a better one. And there's Random Effect finish.
Yeah, he had a fantastic final boss there and finishes with 13-34. It's one of the better final boss kills I think I've seen throughout the whole tournament. I like how the clock is still running in the lower right-hand corner of the screen even after you clear the stage. Did you notice that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, game's over, and the thing's still counting down. I wonder what happens. Maybe I can get BGT on this. What happens? I know you can take a double fatality after you kill the boss, and it falls off the screen. It can hit you and kill you if you have one heart left. I wonder what happens if you kill the boss, and then time expires before you turn from the monkey back into to the main guy.
That's really interesting. I would be interested to see what happens as well. If it just gives you a free pass because you've already downed the last boss, or if it's going to penalize you for it.
Yeah, that might be something we could implement in the first boss. Maybe some people going into the brackets, if they test this out on their own, they find that maybe like it gets them the credit warp skip, where if they do it on the first boss and run out of time before the stage clear animation's over, like boom, they're right into the final credits and, world record.
That would be something.
I would love to see somebody lose a race because they're trying that out as well. But
Agreed.
D-Pad, thanks for joining me, man.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me, Larry.
Yeah, no problem. And for more of this Cesspool Week 3 show, let's go back to Hans. It is not over yet for Random Effect. First of all, congratulations to Europsilus, who'll be the #1 seed in Group Silly Rabbit, and move on to the bracket round. If Edgestream beats Link Sevens, they will all go 1-1 against each other, and then it will come down to tiebreakers. If nobody forfeited that race, or if Link Sevens didn't forfeit because Edge needs to win, then it'll come down to average time. Random Effect raised his average time to 14:37. So that means if Edgestream wins, Link Sevens average time has to be better than 14:37 to advance, or Edgestream's average time has to be also better than the other two. So time of the next race will matter just as much as the decision. Link 7 wins and he's in. Edgestream wins and we go to the average tiebreaker if there's no forfeit. If you missed any of this episode, you can catch a replay Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then that'll be followed by the main show at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which will feature the races between Edgestream and Link Sevens for that last playoff spot in Group Silly Rabbit, and then all the other races of Group Fruit Loop and all the races from the upper deck as well, as we move on to complete the group stage and find out who will make the bracket round. Again, that is Sunday night at 8 p.m. for the replay of this episode, and then 9 p.m. for the rest of the bowl and the upper deck matches. I am Hans Buttface. I hope to see you then. knob.